So basically, I stopped filming about 6 months ago, which is like near Christmas time, just before Christmas. And I feel like the real reason for that was because, and I have written this down, I took time out to make a decision. So I really had to ask myself that question: do I really want to do YouTube? Like, do I want to put myself on this platform open to scrutiny, open to, you know, positive comments and positive commentary, but also you're open to negativity as well? And do I need that energy, especially with my like career plan and being a life coach? Do I really want to do that? But the fact of the matter remains that it doesn't matter what content you put out there, people will put out things about you no matter what. If you're on the internet, people will find ways to attack, control and whatnot. And it doesn't actually matter, because I'm so behind what I'm doing and I'm so for what I'm doing that I've decided that I really do want to do YouTube. So I've been watching YouTube and watching people's videos since 2009-10, which is a very long time, okay? I'm not one of those people who just jumped into YouTube because it's popular and then stepped out. I really was invested in watching people's videos, and it was only up until about 2015 though that I think, actually, I want to do my own videos now. I've got things I want to share and talk about. But then life took over, and I know that seems like a really silly thing to say, but I feel like a lot of things happened in my life in 2015 which kept knocking me off track, and I wasn't focused on what I wanted to do, be or have. I was too busy focusing on what other people were doing. And I'll do more videos about that as well, because I feel like I digressed a lot in my life and didn't focus on myself and keep my eye on my prize. And because of that, my prize got further and further away. And then when I realised what I'd done, all that time was gone, I'd wasted it. So I feel like loads of us in life spend so much time looking at what everybody else is doing and play that comparison game. And it's such a dangerous game to play, because it's not a game you can ever win. You can't win at the comparison game. Like, once you start looking at what other people have, what cars they drive, where they live, it takes that time and energy of what you could be doing for your own life and how you can benefit and grow your own self. And by the time you know it, time has flown. And I feel like COVID and this period of being in lockdown, or multiple lockdowns in the UK and of course in other parts of the world, but for me in lockdown, it gave me a lot of time to think about all the time I'd wasted. And the more time I thought about the time I'd wasted, the more time I started wasting on top of that. If that makes any sense, please, like, but honestly, the more I thought about the time I had wasted, the more I procrastinated and got down about the time I had wasted. So then I evidently started wasting more time. Okay, and I feel like so many of us have been stuck in that trap where we're stuck in mistakes and what we haven't done. We've been caught up in the things that we should have done but didn't action. Procrastination was a big part of our life, and we kept putting off things until tomorrow, until tomorrow, until tomorrow. And I was that person who kept doing that. In lockdown though, I found focus. I found a sense of direction. My mum had always mentioned to us about doing coaching. My mum had trained to become an NLP life coach years ago. I'm talking like 10, 12 years ago. And she said to me that, you know, Sasha, with your line of work, working in mental health and the things that you've done, coaching would so suit you. But I was so engrossed in my magazine at the time that I was running and just writing and creating that I didn't really tap into it enough. In lockdown, I really took the time to explore what I wanted out of life. Like, what do I actually want? At the age of, and at the time I was like 34 or going 35, it was like, what do I want? Why don't I know what I want? Or why am I still trying to figure out my wants at the age, this ripe, like older age of in my 30s? Like, shouldn't I have figured this out in my 20s? And I feel like I got into a space of being very low because I couldn't believe how much time I had wasted on people and circumstances, or OPP, other people's problems, or other people's problems, and not focusing on my own. So for me, lockdown was a hard time, and it has been a hard time, but it's also been a time of self-exploration. And I feel like the reason why I haven't been on my channel is because I needed to explore what I wanted to do. What did I want to be? What did I want to have? Where do I want to go? Like, if I always talk to people and I'm coaching them that if you have no idea of where you want to go, it's like getting on a bus and the bus has no number on the front of it, and you're just going around any direction, ending up anywhere, and then getting off at a stop you didn't want to get off at. And that is what I was doing for a very long time. So lockdown gave me like time to get perception and reflect on my life and what I want. And I'm very clear on what I want to do. And what I want to do, and I will speak it out into the universe and say it with all my chest, is that I want to dedicate my life to coaching people and become the best life coach I can be. And I also want to be successful on YouTube and my blog. So I've been blogging since 2007, which is a very long time. And back then I had a blog called My Words, Thoughts and Reflections. And it was all about inspiration, motivation, positivity. So that part of developing people has always been within me. But it's only in 2016 times, or 15, 16, that I step into fashion blogging and showing my outfits and what I was wearing. Because people say I dress really well, which I really appreciate. Obviously, I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but loads of people did like what I wore. So I used to do like my look, my way, which is the hashtag. And it did really well. And then I feel like I hit a stumbling block where I just, back in 2019, well, I felt like it's not growing quick enough. And there I was subconsciously watching what everybody else was doing again and seeing all the other bloggers and seeing their numbers go up, and mine was just stagnant and not moving. And instead of watering my own grass, I was there just staring at other people's and bearing bare sunlight on their grass, and my grass was dying. And that's the analogy I'm going to give, because that's what was actually happening to me. And I was good at telling everybody else what to do and how to improve their life, but the advice I was giving to them, I wasn't taking and utilising in my own life. Therefore, my grass was turning into weeds, basically. That's what was happening. So lockdown was a benefit to me. And I used this time from when I did my last video to now to really just like lock down, what do I want, Tasha? What do you want out of life? Where are you going? What do you want from it? And I now know that doing YouTube and sharing fashion, beauty, lifestyle, and like health tips, and then doing my Women Who Slay brand and doing inspirational videos on there is what my life's about. Like, that is my life now. I have no other calling. I have nothing else I want to do, be, or have. I need to just be consistent in what I'm doing. And that is what I'm focused on now. I am consistently, my mind is focused on being consistent and being present and giving content that is proper and real and raw and true to who I am and my authentic self. So it's a lot of talking, but it's important that I come back on here and really just say, what does Sasha want to do, be, have? And these are the things that I am speaking out into the universe and now dedicating myself to being better at, because there's nothing else for me to do. It is these things. And I know people have stepped onto other platforms like TikTok and, you know, that kind of, those are big platforms, but for me, TikTok's not for me. And I have to like tap into what works for me. And as much as people are moving off YouTube, I think there's a lot of space for people to move onto it and the next generation to come on here and utilize the space. And that's what I'm going to be doing. So that is what I've been doing, figuring out my direction. And I am 120% dedicated and convinced by the idea that I now know completely and wholeheartedly what I want to do. And it is definitely YouTube. I just got to stop a second and talk about how crisp this video footage looks. I'm really hoping it comes out the way I want it to, but we shall see when I'm editing it. So that's number one. Number two, I took some time to heal. And I find the word heal very hard to say, but H-E-A-L, heal. And basically, I had a lot of things going on in my life that I was not healing over. I was holding and suppressing and not dealing with. And through coaching people, I realized that there's so much things, tension points in my own self and pressure points and things that were making me quite unhappy. And I didn't know how to deal with that. So I started journaling again, and I'm going to do some videos on this on Women Who Slay page. And it's really important to journal and share your thoughts. It's very cathartic. It's a major release, and it helps you to just get your thoughts out of your head, because thoughts in your head, as much as that's where they start, when they go round and round in a circle, they can actually get to you if you don't put them somewhere. They have to go somewhere. And I feel like journaling is a great way to put your thoughts out on paper, or you might journal by doing an audio, but it's so important to not let your thoughts consume you and hold them in your head and go around in circles, because nothing can be formed and you can't reach a outcome by going round in a circle, round and around like a hamster on a wheel, because evidently you're the one that becomes unwell and sad and worse off because nothing's being dealt with. I've got tea here. Let me just grab this tea. It's green tea. I'm actually going to do videos on the benefits of green tea soon, because I'm a green tea obsessed person who's drank green tea since I was 15 every day, and I've not missed a day, and I swear it, I've never missed a day of green tea. I flipping love this tea so much. So healing, so important to find a way to heal and take time out just to deal with any things that you're holding and suppressing, because it's damaging to you. I was told by my mum, I don't know who came up with this saying, I'm not sure who it was, but she told me a saying that if you, I think it could be Nelson Mandela, you know, it's someone major anyway. And basically, if you holding in hate and holding in ill feeling and just feeling low in yourself and having that suppressed is like, but I think it's holding ill will to somebody. And I've had ill will to a number of people because of how I felt they've treated me over the years. It's like giving them, drinking poison and expecting that other person to die. That's a deep, deep concept. You're drinking poison, but you're expecting the other person to die. Holding on ill thoughts and ill will against someone else, or feeling hard done by, but allowing that hate to consume you, will be like you drinking, consuming poison and expecting the other person to die. That's deep. And no one is worth your energy, your hate. No one's worth that, because the only person that ends up being hurt is you. So it's not worth your time. So if there's anybody you're feeling feeling against or ill thoughts against, please leave it. Work on that catharsis. Find a way to get it out of your system. Journal it, speak it out, speak to God, whatever your outlet is, find it and tap into it, and do not let those things consume you, because the only person that ends up being hurt is you. Okay, so that's 2. 3, to talk about my coaching, and I have my brand called Women Who Slay, which is a female empowerment brand that helps women to excel in life, business and career through coaching, one-to-one, workshops which we're working on, and online resources, so like ebooks and courses that we're developing as well. For me, like, I have been touching in it and then stepping out and stepping in and stepping out. And I think fear is what's been holding me back, because I didn't want it to not succeed. Failure is a part of life though, and I've realized that more and more, that, you know, you gotta fail forward. Like, things will go wrong, but as long as you get back up and go forward, that's all that matters. And yes, you will continue to make mistakes, because as human beings, we are not perfect, and we will make mistakes in our journey. That's what life's about. As long as we learn from that journey, that's actually all that matters. And I'm at that point now where I'm over the fear factor. I just want to give it my best shot. I just want to go hard on it and just enjoy the process and not be consumed by the money. And, you know, like, for me, in order to make a brand successful, what I've learned from reading from different people who have been in business and been successful at it is that you need to want to give value to people's lives. It's not about how much money you can make from them. It's how much value can you impart on their life to make their life better. Like, what can you do to make their life better? Now, what value are you giving to them? You know, what message are you giving them? What are you helping them to create in their life? Why should they come to you? What can you offer? Like, those are the things that a person should be concerned about before they even go about the money and what they can do and what they can make. Like, obviously we have to make a living out of life, but if you're going into business for the wrong reasons, then evidently you'll keep on failing, or you'll keep on not going in the direction you want to go. So honestly, during lockdown, all these things have been going through my mind, and I've been working through them, journaling, and just being clear on my direction and what I'm doing. And now I'm so confident in what I want to do that I'm going to make sure that I get things done. So I think it would be a trial and error thing. I am not the best at editing. I am not the best at filming. I feel like I have a very basic way of doing things. I see people do really fancy, fussy editing styles, and it is sick. And I'm like, how do they do that? Like, I feel like some people are naturally just born to just make quick edits and just be amazing at it. Other people like me are very simple, sit in front of a camera and talk. But you know what? I think everyone has their strength. and I just wanted to be on here and doing it and give an explanation as to where I've been and what I've been doing and so forth. So I feel I'm going to have a talking segment on my channel and like come on here and talk about key things that are happening in the world and whatnot and my thoughts on it, because I like talking. As you can tell, I'm like 16 minutes in and I've barely taken a breath until now. So really that's all I wanted to say on this video, which is quite a lot actually, but I think it explains where I've been, what I've been doing, why I took a break, to explain that YouTube is actually something I want to do, that I'm dedicated to getting better at it, that I feel like I found my room in this house and it will be in this space because the sunlight is absolutely dope, okay, and I think I look healthy. And just to go over what my channel will actually have. So if you are into fashion and personal style, I will have hauls on here, but I'm not going to be killing myself and breaking my bank to be going to buy new clothes every 10 minutes, okay? Like I have enough respect for the people who do weekly hauls, sometimes 2-3 hauls a week. Like, well done to you. It's not happening on this channel. Like I'm just not going to do that. One thing I will say is that I feel like I'm good at putting outfits together for different occasions, and maybe I will start to do styling videos. I think that's something I will do quite regularly. And also go through bits of my wardrobe and just show you, you know, what my favourite bits are, and just say like if I've got something brand new, introduce that. Of course, from time to time there will be hauls on this channel because hauls are like amazing and it's good to show off what you've got. I've got some recent new things that I will be sharing on this channel as well. But aside from that, I want to share some fitness videos and like to show you what kind of workouts I do, and do like some on like holding DVDs and telling you what ones you can do at home, because I feel like there's not enough people talking about at home workouts, which I live by, and I don't go to the gym. So I'd like to share more on that. My love of herbal tea and different teas and their benefits, I feel like it's a great video to do. So I'll be doing more stuff on the health benefits of certain things that I consume. I'll be doing stuff like perfumes and, you know, like just general stuff that's on other people's channels, but I will be having chats with Sash, which I've named it, just to talk about things happening in life as well. But I'm so happy and excited to be on this journey and to be back on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for those who helped me get to 90 subscribers once again. I'm on that road to 100. So if you like my channel and you like what I'm about and you like my face and you like my voice, then please do subscribe and tell a friend and help me hit that 100 number, because it'd be amazing. Target. And that is it. So thank you for watching my video. Thanks for hearing me go on and on. And thank you for sticking with me. I really appreciate you. So until the next video, take care, be safe, and talk soon.